decided to just film this video because, you know, I know there's a lot of industry leaders out there, you know, shooting videos, letting everyone know what they thought. So, you know, I thought, why not give it a shot tonight? Because there's a couple things, you know, as far as the Vemma and the FTC situation on what's going on, and you know, everyone's expressing their opinion. We decided to just film this video because, you know, I know there's a lot of industry leaders out there, you know, shooting videos, letting everyone know what they thought. So, you know, I thought, why not give it a shot tonight? Because there's a couple things, you know, as far as the Vemma and the FTC situation on what's going on, and you know, everyone's expressing their opinion. And so I wanted to give my 2 cents on what's going on, you guys. Obviously, I don't consider myself, you know, the know-it-all, right? You know, whatever I think is 100% correct. I do pride myself in, you know, some of the things that I've learned in network marketing, what works and what doesn't. And, you know, anyways, tonight I wanted to talk about the FTC, you know, Vemma, that whole thing. You know, a lot of people are labeling this right now as an attack on the profession, right? I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't necessarily believe that, but I'm not going to rule it out. You know, I'm not going to say that people that are saying that are wrong. There's just some things that I kind of want to talk about that I find are very interesting. So, first and foremost, if you're in Vemma, you know, we're thinking about you guys. You know, this isn't an attempt to tell you to come rock with us or anything like that. You know, my wife and I, you know, we've had our ups and downs, especially this year in network marketing. You know, and things happen. And, you know, this is just one of those, what do they say, every setback just sets you up for a comeback. And this is all this is, guys. It's not the end of the world, you know, but just know that the industry as a whole is rallying behind you guys, and we really, you know, from the bottom of our heart, you know, we want to wish you guys the best of luck in whatever the next move is that you do. With that said, be aware of vultures. You know, be aware of people that are, you know, are, I don't know, they're in your inboxes, they're hitting you up on your phone, you know, they're telling you they care about you. They weren't telling you that they cared about you, you know, 4 days ago, right? But they're in your inbox now, they want to let you know, hey, we're here for you. And for the vultures out there, right? For the people that are going out there and trying to hawk, you know, the people that are going through this tough time. Here's my message for you guys. It's not a grow up message. It's not a, you know, learn how to do network marketing message. It's a you need to understand that the people that are going to be leaving this company, the relationships are already built, right? They know who they're going to go rock with. You're not going to tell them anything that they haven't heard. You're not going to convince them in their inbox and tell them this or that. Like, they know who they're going to go with. You know, and so that's really my advice for you guys that are going out there and trying to instill fear in people. It's that the relationship's already built. You know, when you should have been building these relationships with is like 6 months ago, and reaching out to these people and developing those relationships. Not right now. You know, now's not the time. So, anyways, now that I'm done with all that, as far as what's actually going on with Vemma, here's why I don't necessarily think it's an attack on the industry itself. Number one, you know, if I feel like if they had to go out there and make an example of the industry, it wouldn't be with Vemma, right? This is nothing against Vemma, but Vemma's been around for years and years and years, you know, and it's not really even a top 30 company revenue-wise. Right now, it hits close to home with a lot of young people and a lot of people that have passed through Vemma and learned a lot about network marketing. And, you know, I've never been in the company, but I have friends that are currently in the company, and I absolutely love it. But, you know, I would just think that, number one, if they were going to set an example, they're going to make an example, they would do it of, you know, a top 10 company. You know, even like an Amway, you know, a new skin, you know, something like that. So, anyways, you know, that's number one. You know, people are saying, well, it's because they have auto ships, and every company has auto ships, and, you know, and that's true. But that also goes to my point, you know, if it were because of just auto ships, guys, there would be a lot of companies going down right now with it. And for me, I would think that they would start at the top. That's nothing against Vemma, that's just strictly looking at the size of the company as compared to, you know, a company like Amway that's in 80 countries. Now that's not to say, that I know exactly everything that's going on or everything that's not going on. Everyone's giving their opinion on the matter. So, I love Vemma. I love what it stood for. Some of the things, I've been on the phone a lot today. My wife has actually been on the phone a lot today. Trying to figure out what's going on. We've been talking to other actually industry leaders, CEOs of other companies, trying to figure out what they've heard. For myself, and I can speak for my wife as well. We feel really confident. We feel really confident with where we're at. We don't think this is an attack on the industry. To be honest with you, Vemma's a great company, but like in a lot of different companies, there's a lot of things that go on behind closed doors that you might not know, and that goes with any company. And so one of the things, not just in network marketing, not just in business, but in life, there's so many things that go on behind closed doors that there could be a family that was super happy, right? Like a married couple super happy. But behind closed doors, their lives could be horrible. They could hate each other. You might not know it. And for network marketing, or at least for this case, there might have been a lot of things going on behind the scenes that you might not have known. And some of the things that I've heard. I've seen some of the reports out there with the FTC. That they weren't really fired up about the business builder to business builder to business builder way of building. Now, a lot of these companies out there, I've kind of stated this. You can learn something from this. You can learn. You can look around at the company that you're with or the company that you're thinking about joining, and for sure when a company first launches, it's kind of inevitable you're going to have a lot of business builders. But if the company's been around for a year, 2 years, 10 years, 15 years, and all you see are distributors, that's a big red flag. And the FTC looks for that, right? You need to have a very, very healthy customer to distributor ratio. Customers are not distributors that sign up and don't do anything. I hear that a lot. They're just consuming the product or service. That's absolute BS. Customers are actual customers. Retail is actual retail. And that's one of the things that I've seen in some of the reports that the FTC had problems with. Anybody has a good one? That's something that I would really watch out for. And here's what we can look for Vemma, right? Whether it bounces back, whether it doesn't, obviously we wish everyone the best. But take this as a learning experience. Everyone needs to rally together. Everyone needs to come together, and don't panic. But also use this as a learning experience. Unfortunately, Vemma had to be the example. But if you're in a company that looks shady, understand. Understand what they're doing that might seem a little weird, that might seem like something the FTC would be looking at. And I encourage you guys, go to ftc.gov. They tell you what, as far as network marketing goes, they tell you what they look for. So I encourage you guys to actually go up and look up the laws. I do it probably once every month just to kind of refresh, and I'm telling you guys, you'll learn a lot of good stuff. Some of the other things that I've been reading, guys, are income disclosures. Okay, now these are something that we all can learn from. Actually, some of the best people I've seen as far as not disclosing their income were some of my good friends in the Wake Up Now company. Even last year, they were doing a really good job of saying, hey, this is what I'm making, but results aren't typical. And I know that was something that the FTC was looking at. They not only want to see that people are letting ground floor people know and outsiders know that the results aren't typical, but they also want, if you're gonna talk about your income, for that income to be a legit income, an accurate income, and one that you're making strictly from the compensation plan. So I'll just say this. One of the things that you don't want to see, right, is you don't want to see all these kids going out there making all these emotional decisions because they've got no home, and they're going to go with the first person that talks to them, or they're going to go with leaders that have jumped out of Vemma a couple weeks ago, and they're just going to take their word for it. But here's what I'll tell you guys: one of the first mistakes you don't want to make is leaving a company that got shut down for a company that's essentially the same thing. It's essentially breaking the same rules. It's essentially going to be looked at the same way, right? And I'm not going to name any names here, but one of the things that you need to watch out for, guys, the reason I say this after the income disclosure is there's companies out there going out there and writing massive checks outside of the compensation plan, and the leaders that are getting these checks are justifying why they got this money because it's for the benefit of their team. Okay, they're called BDAs. Okay, and there's some companies out there that are, they keep this, under the radar. There's some companies that are very public about the BDAs that they offer, but then those reps that get those will turn around and say, hey, this is some of the income that I've made, and make it look like it's all from that compensation plan. And I'm telling you, That is something that the FTC does not mess around with. And they are watching for that. And if you think Vemma is the last company to get hit as far as having faulty income disclosures, I'm telling you right now, this is just the beginning. So you want to make sure, like I said, guys, that we're using this as a lesson, and we go out there and in the future we make sure that we follow the rules, and we make sure that we're doing everything by the book. And I encourage that some of these people, whether you're looking at a company, whether you're leaving Vemma, whether you're not, whatever your situation is, I encourage you to look at the current company you're looking at or that you're affiliated with, and find out if they're breaking any of these rules, or if anything going on in that company seems sketchy. Chances are it probably is. Now, one of the last things that I guess I could talk about, you guys have heard me talk about for weeks and months, talk about, customer to distributor ratio. You need to have an affordable product. Obviously that was an issue. They didn't like some of the prices that they were seeing for packages. They didn't like the fact that it just seemed like it was being built business builder to business builder. You need to have the customer to distributor ratio. You need to have products that people want to buy at a lower rate, that they can't find at a retail store, and that they want to actually consume without ever joining the business. And there's a lot, I've seen tons of companies out there that are just signing people up. In fact, the compensation plan only dictates them going out there and signing up affiliates, which is just absolutely crazy. Okay, you guys hear the word pyramid scheme a lot, right? You're seeing it now. That is what a pyramid scheme is. It's just going out there to recruit, to recruit, to recruit. Okay, nobody's talking about the services. There's no customers. There's no customer programs, and those are big red flags. The last thing I'll talk about, though, guys, is one of the things that I've actually heard. It was not in the FTC report, but it's something that I've heard that the FTC had a major problem with, was special incentives from the company, as far as, like for instance for Vemma, going out there and issuing help with scholarships, or I guess help with school, paying for college. And I don't believe in coincidences, by the way, guys. But anyways, like I said, it's you've got these people that we're pushing, don't go to college, be professional network marketers, make all this money, right? But then the company itself has an incentive, right, where if you hit certain ranks, or you accomplish certain goals, now you can actually go out there and have funding for your college, right? But that's just a way of a company not giving you cash that you rightfully deserve, and instead offer an incentive that's sexy, because obviously the company was built by the younger generation, and I know that the FTC had a major problem with that. They've had a problem with that actually for a while. So anyways, with that said, guys, I'm going to wrap this thing up. I only have a certain amount of battery on my camera, but I want to let you guys all know, especially if you're in Vemma or we're in Vemma, we're rooting for you guys. We hope everything works out for you.
That shit crack.